I'm gonna hold it towards me so I get to see. You guys will, when the light comes out, whoa. So it's an Epiphone Thunder Horse. Limited edition custom shop from the Epiphone. And doesn't say where it's manufactured. Strings are bad. Frets are crusty. Action's a little high. But it's really down tuned, so we'll have to figure that out too, because obviously the action's a little high and there's not really a whole lot of tension. There's obviously this Killy switch looking thing here. Or a light, I don't know if that's a switch or not. No, yeah, it was a switch, but it is gone. So I'm gonna install a Tessie switch. A really cool Tessie switch. He's got a volume knob here. He's got where there was a knob there, and then this is cracked. So what we'll do is we're gonna push this back out. We'll seal this so that it doesn't continue to get damaged. He's got one EMG and whatever the heck that is, and that's not gonna fly. And if I recall off memory, I think Michael sent me an email saying that this guitar doesn't work, that the electronics never worked. Tuning keys are Grover's. So nut is, it's plastique, not the explosives though, so no danger there for us. But it is definitely not graphite or bone. Grover tuning keys are nice, so I might not, so we might do new locking keys. I'm thinking we're gonna keep these keys because they're nice. They're the Grovers, they're not lockers, but they're cool. Again, you gotta make upgrades that make sense. In this case, guitar, money well spent. I would rather, because that's the whole point of this, right? You're trying to figure out, what would you spend realistically. Definitely his frets need to be polished. It looks like an ebony fretboard. If it's not ebony, which it might not be because I'm starting to see a little hinge of red hue, it's so black, it looks like it's just really dark stained rosewood. So, and not that it matters, but either way, we're gonna buff these frets and make them awesome. So that's gonna happen. Hopefully we won't find any high frets. But the money to spend in this guitar is definitely going to be in the electronics. So all new electronics, everything's getting gutted out and replaced. That just has to happen because this is visually a nightmare. I already know when I pull it out, it's going to be worse. So if this pickup is salvageable, if this is a good pickup in the neck, I say we match it up with a chrome pickup in the bridge and we save some money there. If this pickup is the stock Epiphone pickup and we're yanking it out, I'm going to yank them both out. We'll do something kind of more cool and exciting. So money spent, I would say new pickups, new electronics, fix this crack, buff it so it looks shiny again, and maybe a new nut depending on the pickup stability. So that's where I money. And then, so this is an elbow grease guitar. In other words, most of the work you're gonna see me doing is in the work, hands. Polishing frets, neck feels good, everything feels nice. Okay, so as you can see, this guitar's got, let's just say, a few issues. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna figure out what strings are on this, and we're gonna quickly determine that. We're just gonna use a caliper real fast. And my experience has been, okay, that's a 10, that's a 46, 36, 26, okay. And the reason I check just a couple, you might want to check them all, but I check a couple because you never know when you have a hybrid set or something going wacky. Obviously this is just 10 to 46. Now, we know we have an issue right here. This is a big deal. We're not gonna do refinish work. The big problem with this was we're doing 5 videos and there's just no way I can allocate more than just a few hours to each guitar, each day between the filming and everything. It just takes too much time. But we do want to install a kill switch, and we're gonna make this guitar a metal guitar. And the reason is because it's got a diamond plate, it's got an EMG in it, and we're gonna see what's going on. Now, let's get the strings off and take a look at the electronics and see what kind of problem we have. Okay, we got that off. And here's the disaster we have. We have a broken, totally destroyed 3-way switch or kill switch or whatever that is. When they told me they were sending me this guitar, they kind of gave me the heads up that it never had worked since they've gotten it, and it was a mess. So that's okay. That's what we're here for. Used a barrel input jack. I'm not a real big fan of these, by the way. They tend to break in the worst ways. They're not horrible. Again, everybody's got a preference. If you tend to like the barrel jacks, that's fine. Working on them, there's just faster, better alternatives. This has got a little warped and dented, so I'm going to use a weight that I carry. It's a flat, big 10-pound steel weight, and put it on there and kind of flatten it back out. So we'll do that too as well. I just want to let you know what I'm doing. This pick guard is a disaster in the idea that all of the screws, well, some of them seem stripped, are the wrong size, are different sizes. So we're gonna ditch all these little mismatchy screws. But the good news is this pick guard looks like it was custom made, and it's kind of legit, man. It's cool looking, right? That's where they put the, that's where they kept their weed, man. I don't know what this is. This is the Seymour, you know what? Maybe this is a Seymour Duncan pickup. We got a Seymour Duncan manual in there. That's good. We got this 9-volt battery that's there. So, okay, and some pickups. And again, we know this is EMG. It's silver. I'm gonna say it's an 81. This is an 81, EMG 81. So this is a good pickup. So let's see what the next pickup is. It's a Gibson pickup, Burstbucker 1. So it's a Burstbucker pickup. It's actually a cool pickup. Some people like the Burstbuckers, some people don't. So that's the dilemma, the $1 million dilemma. Do you go active and keep the EMG in there, or do you go Gibson-y and keep the Burstbucker in there? Okay, so now we're gonna use, this is swirl remover. I get this also from Stu Mac. There's a bunch of stuff like this. This is what I like. All we want to do is just put a little dollop of this scratch mover on a cloth. I use about anywhere between a dime and a nickel size. Rub it in a little bit to the polished cloth. And just like buffing a car, you go in a circular pattern and press firmly. And then it dries, just like wax, and you wipe it off with the dry side of the cloth. But I wanted to show you, I mean, it's like glass, and you can see that crack and stuff. I sealed that in, so we shouldn't have any problems now. So let's talk about some electronics. What are we gonna do? So here's what I think I wanna do. I think I wanna put black knobs on the guitar. I've decided to put a black kill switch in the guitar. So I've installed the Tessie switch, which is a arcade rated kill switch. And I've decided to move the 3-way switch here because this is where it would normally be on this guitar. It looks like they probably had it originally here or something. Maybe it was there and then they used with the volume and the tone control. Either way, I like it better here. And I've decided to go ahead and we're gonna take the Burstbucker and put it in the neck position, and then we're gonna put a Seymour Duncan custom in the bridge position. And I think that's gonna be working out great. I think that's gonna give it kind of a sweet tone, something a little metal, a little rock, maybe even blues if they want. So it's a more diverse instrument. So let's start working that out. And I wanna show you what I did is sometimes when the screws are rusted, let's do like that, a little rusted, all I use is some Tester's modeling paint. I just lost the cap. Tester's modeling paint, and I can just kind of just touch up. Now a lot of you will use auto paint touch up with the it has basically the equivalent of a nail polish brush, but I like these Tester's pens. It works great for what I'm doing. It's fast, it's easy, and it lasts a long time. So here's our wires. We're gonna run everything in black is gonna be ground, everything white will be hot. And we'll start this process. And I like to map all the wiring out when I'm starting from scratch like this. Okay, so something to note with Gibson is they do it a little different. So Seymour Duncan is gonna run it to where the green and bare are ground, the white and red are the coil splits, and the black is hot. On the Gibson, red will be hot. The white and green will be the splits, and the black and the bare wire are going to be ground. That means nothing to the overall wiring, you just need to know that the colors are different. Now for the inside, we're going to wire in two 500K CTS potentiometers, one tone, one volume, and I'm going to use a orange drop capacitor, 0.22 microfarad. I think that's going to have a nice smooth, kind of nice tone to it.
It's too hot. It's too hot. Too hot. It's too cold. Too cold. Do, 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 do. There we go.
Okay, so the bench is kind of getting really messy, as you can see, as we continue on, but that's okay. I've added the knobs. I went with the speed knobs because that's like the original knobs. And I think it looks great like this. So we definitely are replacing that barrel jack, input jack with the Switchcraft one. I just prefer it. And we're gonna go ahead and wire that up. And you can see how we kind of wired that together. It's very straightforward in the way we did it. Let's go ahead and install the tuning keys, which will be straightforward. We're gonna install the tuning keys with the Graphtec ratio tuning keys, and we're gonna put a new nut on. And here we go. We've installed the new ratio tuning keys, which are locking tuning keys. Locking tuning keys that have different ratios on them, and a Tusk nut. So we put a new nut on there. And if you want to see how that's done, I have a video showing you how to install those tuning keys, and I have a video on how to install a nut. So watch those. And then now we're going to put 10 to 46s back on the guitar. That's what it came with. So we're going to string it up real fast. Okay, so she's all done. So what did she need? It was a kind of a laundry list, so let's go over it. The first thing is she needed to be buffed. All the scratches had to be buffed out, so now she's nice and shiny and she looks great. That diamond plate pick guard had to be buffed as well. I polished up the bridge to make it look better. Painted all the screws to be black so they look nice. I did a complete crown and level of all the frets. There were some heavy dents in there, and after I was polishing them, I kind of noticed a few things, and I kind of noticed it when I was touching them more than seeing them, but went ahead and crown and leveled all the frets. Then I installed a new nut, which is a Tusk nut, and ratio locking tuning keys by Graphtec. So I did that as well. Then I went on down here and I polished up the fretboard, polished up the body and the pick guard, made that look great. Added a new three-way switch up top where I think it should go, where it's a neck and bridge position change. Put in the Seymour Duncan custom in the bridge. Then I added a volume and tone knob with an orange drop capacitor and a Tessie kill switch, which is fantastic. I also upgraded the input jack to a Switchcraft input jack and added all new wiring. So she is basically a brand spanking new guitar. So there you have it, all the sounds you could possibly want in a guitar. I think it does phenomenally well. You'll do metal, you'll do rock, you'll probably could pull off blues pretty easy, although you're gonna look like the meanest blues player in the bar. I want to thank everyone again for entering to the Sharpen My Axe contest, and the winners for sending your guitars. I want to thank GraphTech for sending me some tuning keys and nuts and other components to do some of these guitars. I want to thank Tessie Switch for sending a Tessie Switch so I could put that in there. Everything else I've been kind of funding with my own money and my own time to show my appreciation to all of you. That's what this is. This is the 25 million views appreciation that we're about to hit, and I want to thank everyone again for all the support over the time that this channel has been alive, and hopefully we'll continue to grow this channel. And as always, I want to thank everyone for spending some time with me today. And a new feature to note is at the end of the video will be a description of all of the things that I used in this video, whatever equipment I used, cables, picks, you name it, just so in case you're curious, that information's there. And also there'll be a list of what it costs to do this if you were to have this done yourself. So check that out, and until next time, know your gear.